Riding along with Greg Biffle. He's looking at the rear deck of the 33 car of Boyer. Biffle being shown back in 10th spot, trying to hold off the charge of the 07 Casey Mears in 11th.
Comes Kevin Harvick battling with Carl Edwards. It's been a pretty decent day for Kevin Harvick. He's run right around that 14th, 15th spot pretty much all day.
Mark Martin now looking back on the inside of the 2 car. And he will go right down on the bottom groove and take that spot away. That is the 4th position.
Got to be frustrating when you have a car that you know is really good and you just can't get going on these restarts.
Yeah. The good news, they told Markey, you're in 2nd spot on the restart. The bad news, you're in 2nd. You'll be on the inside.
Now the 24 car also starting to pick it up a little bit. He had lost some positions. Let's update Jeff Gordon. Dave.
Yeah, Doc, we saw that he lost positions on that restart. We have to tell you why. When rear tire changer Tim Latiga came around to the left side of the car, and there you see him sitting right there, the slap knob on his air gun malfunctioned. That's the knob that changes it from being able to take the lug nuts off to putting the lug nuts on. You see him working it there, making sure it's good now, but that malfunctioned, and that cost him time.
Came in the pits in 2nd, came back out in 7th position, and now he's going to have to make it up on the racetrack. If we stay green, they will not have to come back to pit road again.
We talk a lot about winning a championship, and it comes down to a battle a lot of times. Even in a 10-race deal, it's the team that makes the fewest mistakes or has the fewest errors throughout the championship run. Mark Martin, we see now, is taking over that 3rd spot from Matt Kenseth.
Yep, 5 cars rolling now.
Get that 42.
Christ, you got to get your driver up on the wheel right here. You got to be a cheerleader. Next spot's the 42. Let's go.
I always thought that was funny, though. You know that as a driver sitting in there. You see that's the next guy, so why do you think you have to tell him?
Get him going, man. Let's go.
Okay, all right. Just one.
Remember the final laps last week in New Hampshire, it was the 5 and the 42 that were battling on the restart. There is Montoya, and there's the guy that's trying to chase him down. Juan Pablo wasn't real happy with Mark Martin in those final laps. He felt like Mark sort of stopped in the corner, but I guess that's sort of a veteran move. You do what you're going to do to win that race.
That's exactly what he was doing. He did everything right for him and his team, and you know, he might have put himself in a little bit of a compromising position with Montoya, but he didn't think Montoya would wreck him, and that's the way it worked out.
See, the battle has been for Tony Stewart all day as he was involved in that early incident.
Well, our Gillette in the clutch moment is going to go to the 14 crew, the crew of this 14 car. And the day didn't start how Tony Stewart wanted it to, because there was the tap on the 20 car that created the tumble by Joey Logano. Tony somehow got through this as they were coming across a racetrack, but he had a damaged race car. Came on the pit road, and the crew was able to make the repairs in the clutch
stretch.
Got a big crash here on the front stretch.
Yeah, the 78 lost it. Regan Smith coming out of turn 4. Slid down and was hit, and then Elliott Sadler and
see a couple of cars that were involved in that first accident were involved in this one. They fixed their cars in the garage, came back out.
To find out how your favorite athletes prepare for success, go to ESPN.com, search Locker Room Report. So we are under caution now for the 8th time a day. There is Martin Truex and the damaged car of Elliott Sadler.
I think he might have gotten into the back of Martin Truex, who was slowing down to avoid the 78 car spinning, and Elliott didn't get slowed down in time. 78 got loose coming out of turn 4 here. So he corrects it. He's going to get hit by David Stremme. As you can see, he's hit a few other things throughout the day with his car.
Now from Kyle Busch's onboard camera.
Right in front of you, try and went the top. You went the top. There we go.
Now let's see what Elliott Sadler saw.
Shallow.
Yeah, he kind of got forced down there. Car came on the outside of him, and Elliott couldn't turn to the couldn't stay up top.
It looked like John Andretti didn't see this happening in front of those cars, and he was full speed around them, kind of forced Elliott down.
Here's the 24 car of Jeff Gordon back on pit road. Remember, they had that air gun issue, and it lost him some spots. He comes back in here now with 57 laps to go.
I'd have to say that he's not very happy with either a change they made or that set of tires. Dave?
Well, Jeff Gordon will take some fresh rubber here. He wanted to do the opposite of what the top 6 did since he was no longer in it. So he'll get the fresh rubber, see if that extra 13 laps fresher can do him some good inside the top 10.
What's the old saying? No driver will ever turn down new tires or fresh tires.
And give up some track position to get them here, though.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Will he be able to make that up? Because these tires haven't shown a lot of fall off here. It's been a really good tire.
Well, if you enjoy what you've seen, we got more of it to come your way. We're only in race number 2 in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. We're headed to Kansas Speedway next week, Auto Club Speedway in California, Charlotte, Martinsville, all the way down to Homestead, Miami on November 22nd, all airing live on ABC. And I still believe that last race at Homestead, Miami, we're going to have a handful of drivers going for a championship and possibly the best chase we've had in the 6-year history. Let's go down to Alan Bestwick.
All right, Doc, in the pit studio with Rusty Wallace and Brad Daugherty. Been watching the first 343 miles of this race so far, and I know we've still got 57 to go, but the theme of the day when we came on the air, Rusty and Brad, was momentum and the monster. Let's talk about who the monster's broken the momentum of.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that really got in trouble with this momentum problem. I mean, you take a look at the bad run that Denny Hamlin's going. He's got himself a couple laps down. I mean, I haven't seen Carl Edwards getting any better yet. The 83 car, Brian Vickers, I'm looking at him. Nothing's happening there right now, but looks like the monster's jumped up into those guys, Brad, and kind of ate them up a little bit.
Really surprised at what's happened to Denny Hamlin today. I thought they really were focused in on running well here, simply because they have struggled in the past and we've documented it so well. As well as Casey Kane, really having a tough day today, hasn't gotten himself out of that hole. I just don't think you can have a couple of bad races in this chase and win the championship. So they've really struggled. On the other hand, Jimmy Johnson, our 3-time heavyweight champ, is doing what he needs to do. Montoya continues to impress, and old Father Time, Mark Martin, is still up on that wheel getting after him, baby.
All right, while we are under caution and have a quiet moment on pit road, Dave is with the current leader's crew chief.
And that would be Chad Knaus. Chad, you've got Juan Pablo Montoya right behind you on equal rubber. Your teammate just came in and took on 4 fresh. He'll start maybe just outside the top 10. What's a bigger concern for you?
Right now, I mean, we just got to pay attention to what's going on right behind us. Obviously, the 24 is going to have fresher tires, but we were running pretty decent lap times right there on old tires, so I think we'll be okay. And if he does get up there, his stuff's going to be beat up pretty good. But, you know, I just can't say enough about this whole Lowe's team. We unloaded really fast, obviously qualified great, and Jimmy's doing a fantastic job today. He's really getting around this place well. And, you know, we've got Racing for Relief on the deck lid. You know, Lowe's has put that on there, and they're supporting all the people down in Atlanta that are suffering from those floods. So it's kind of a cool thing we got going on, and it'd be great to win more today.
All right, for every lap Jimmy runs today, there's an extra $48 going in, and that's adding up so far today. Jamie?
Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Mark Martin. You guys opted not to make any changes that last stop. Now that you've had a few laps, what do you think is going to happen on the restart?
That's been our Achilles heel. You know, if we can get a good restart out of this Kells CarQuest Chevy, I think we could run with them. But we struggled restarting, so it's going to be tough. 48's awful good. The 42's good, and we just got to get a good restart and get going. Real proud of these guys. Pit stops have been great. See what Mark can do. He's pretty good.
Restarts at the end of last race. Won him the race last week, Shannon.
Pat Tryson calling the shots for Kurt Busch. I know that this track has been a handle to keep up on as the rubber gets laid down. You made an air pressure and track bar in the last pit stop. Do you think it'll be enough to get up there and take this lead?
We hope so. We're a little bit better than we were the run before, but you know, that 48's been pretty strong all day. So, you know, hopefully we can get up there and challenge for it, but see what happens when we get another caution, see if we can't get this Miller Lite Dodge back in victory lane.
All right, thank you guys. Vince?
With Darian Grubb, the crew chief for Tony Stewart. Darian, you considered coming in there. What kept you making the decision to stay out?
Basically, we got a really good long-run car. Tony's done a great job driving from 33rd all the way back up this run. So, the car was just really starting to come in, so hopefully he can start passing cars around this restart.
Got something for him here in this last stretch?
We hope so. We're looking for a good, solid top 5 finish, but I think we really got a shot to get up there. 48's really fast, but if we can catch up to him, it'll be a good show.
14 been moving up all day, guys. Alan?
And after a tough start to this race involved in an early accident, some positive momentum at the monster for Tony Stewart. He's in the top 6, and he's got a restart coming up with 53 to go. Reminder that ESPN's Monday Night Football continues in the new Cowboys Stadium in Dallas, actually in Arlington, as the Carolina Panthers, led by Steve Smith, take on Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys. It's ESPN's Monday Night Football at 8:30 Eastern. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's at 7 Eastern Time. So this time, as Jimmy Johnson takes the outside lane for the restart, it'll be Juan Pablo Montoya down to his inside. And Mark Martin going to be still trapped in that inside lane as Matt Kenseth is to his outside. Doc, DJ, and Andy, how do you see it shaping up?